everyone, I am Alice of KHR Arts and Cloud Orchid Publishing, and today I am going to talk about how I wrote my art book, Recline. Now, first and foremost, this is a collaboration between me and Brian Thompson. We are both the co-editors of Cloud Orchid Publishing. This art book features photography by Brian, and it features a short story by me. This particular photo story was taken by Brian. I was not present for that part of the project. He shot a wonderful, beautiful model, and it's very light and ethereal and just so incredibly beautiful. And I do want to put it out there that this particular art book does include artistic nudity. The model is in different states of undress, so that is important to note if you are considering picking up this particular art book. That being said, these images are done with artistic intent and are not meant to be sexualized in any way. Now, the style of these images inspired the short story that I wrote for this particular art book, in that the space that the model is sitting in just to me felt very much like a woman sitting in a seaside cottage with all of this beautiful natural light pouring in from the windows, and I could just almost smell the salty sea air and hear the call of the seagulls with the waves crashing in. That was just the vibe that I felt, the inspiration that I found from looking at this photo story after Brian passed it to me. Now, with these projects where it is, as I call it, a Brian project as opposed to a me project, where it is a project that Brian spearheads and he says, this is the vision I have, this is what I want to do with it, and then he asks me to support it with my writing. So he gave me the photo story and I looked it over, and this is the inspiration that I got looking over the photo story, and eventually wrote the short story that accompanied it. And this particular short story is at the beginning of the art book, and then the rest of the art book is the featured photo story uninterrupted, and it is about the wife of a whaler. So in the 1800s, when the men would go out to sea and hunt whales for meat and whale oil as a power source and whalebone for corsets and just all the various other things that they used to make out of whales. Now, I do want to say this before you all come at me. I do not condone whaling. I do not condone any sort of animal abuse or anything like that, but at the same time, I am not vegan. I do believe in the idea of using animals as food and animals for byproducts and things like that, but I do firmly believe that all animals, including livestock, should be treated with respect. So, little disclaimer for y'all. I don't condone that part of history, but it happened. So, yeah. Anyway, that short story is about that, and a big part of that job in that time period was a lot of these wives would be left waiting back on land, back at home, that either their husband is going to come home and he's going to come home with a hefty paycheck because this work was dangerous and it paid well, or he's not going to come home at all. And the fact that they're also gone for months at a time doing this, these poor women are oftentimes left waiting and waiting, and you never know if it's you just simply need to hold on and wait a little longer, or you need to accept that he's not coming home. And this was their reality, and so that was the short story that I wrote, that I really wanted to capture that feeling of longing, that this young wife loves her husband so much, and she is scared that he's not going to return, and she's very hopeful that he's going to return, and just all of those mixed feelings that go into that whole role of being that wife left waiting at home and wondering if your husband is going to come home safely. Very much not unlike the idea of women in the military having to wait and see if their husband comes home from war at all, or if he comes home injured or in a different mental capacity and things like that. It is very similar to that, but it was definitely a different sort of profession, but with very similar results. So that is what the short story is about. It is a short historical fiction piece with a very heavy slant on the main character's personal feelings for her husband. I chose to only create this one short story piece to go with this particular photo story because it is a shorter project overall, and did not want to burden the photo story with too much writing in between due to that it is a shorter photo story, that I felt that it was much better served with just the short story at the beginning, and then for the photos after that uninterrupted for the reader to enjoy. That was done with intent, and while yes, I could have bookended the end of the photo set with another short story or possibly a poem, this is just how Brian and I chose to create the project, and we both think that it works really well, and the people who have purchased this book have said that they really enjoy the formatting of it. So I hope y'all maybe check out this book. It is available on Amazon, and it is an absolutely beautiful project that both Brian and I are very proud of. I hope y'all like this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, please be sure to give it a like. And if you're new, subscribe. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.